And good Monday morning to you. I hope your morning is starting out well for you. Chilly outside. We've seen temperatures anywhere from 31 to 32 there at daybreak. We're now starting to see them rise to about 35. And I urge you, if you've got to leave home for anything this morning, if you're going to be going out and about, watch bridges. We've had several incidents overnight. I-20 is the only places that I know about that have seen icing on bridges. But nonetheless, it's caused a few fender benders, and we don't want anybody else to be involved in any this morning. So no matter where you live, if it's a county road or whatever, approach bridges slower this morning. Fortunately, there's not a lot of traffic on the road. It is a 3-day weekend for a lot of people as Martin Luther King Day is celebrated today. So there won't be as much traffic on the highways this morning. With that being said, the latest that I'm aware of is a single vehicle wreck, I-20, mile marker 151. That would be about where you get off to go to the co-op. They've slid off the road there. MPD is on the scene. And I also got a report of a fender bender out in the Zero community this morning. So we've got them here and there, nothing major. But again, treat every bridge and everything like that this morning as if it is fully iced. We don't want anything to happen to you. Just take a little bit extra time if you got to be out early today going somewhere as we begin today. Let's see, headlines that are happening across the state of Mississippi. Yesterday afternoon, a child was killed in a vehicle accident in Jackson, Mississippi, an underage minor. They have not released the name of what happened at this point, but that happened on Hanging Moss Road. If you're familiar with Jackson, you'd get off I-55 on the Hanging Moss Road. It happened on that roadway. Condolences to the family there. As we travel around looking at everything, let's see. Let me show you this picture. This was from Dark Horse Press in Jackson, Mississippi, a wreck that happened Friday. Now, I've never been involved in anything like this, but it's got to be scary as you look at this. This ran off the roadway, and that's a 30-foot drop that car was hanging on. They were okay, but just a little bit more, and that would have been a little bit more serious, wouldn't it? And again, that was happened in Jackson there coming in. I believe that was I-55 also there. And if you haven't traveled 55 in a few years, it's really changed. Heavy traffic. Hold on to your steering wheel going through all of that. We've got all your top stories coming up this morning beginning at 8 a.m. I hope you'll join us. Candace is going to have the day off. She's feeling a little under the weather, and I've asked my daughter to come in and help this morning. Miss Madison, she'll be joining me at 8 this morning to help us. So we'll see how that goes. Her first time to do this. So that all begins at 8 a.m. this morning, so join us. Be careful there. We did get a report of a fire yesterday in Stonewall at one of the apartments, Clark County, down in that area. No one was hurt. Thank goodness. The fire department got there and got everything out there. So there you go. We'll talk more in depth of the weekend going on. It's coming up at 8, as I said. So how did you enjoy the snow? We did get it. Thank everybody for joining me as we covered this as it came across. This is going to be moving up the East Coast today. As we come over here and look at radar, let's just look at where all of this is now. It's moved out of Mississippi and most of Tennessee now and to Kentucky as it makes its way on up the eastern coastline. As we look here, it's barely hanging on in that northeastern Tennessee line there, Cookeville, Tennessee, as it makes its way into Kentucky this morning, dumping lots of snow. Power outages going to happen. West Virginia, Wheeling, West Virginia, getting dumped on right now, as well as Canton, Ohio. Look at these areas here. All of this, we'll get a lot of it today, and then it'll move out of the states. It'll go back out and die off, thank goodness. But it left behind a lot of snow and a lot of power outages for a lot of Americans. Now, we didn't get the power outages, thank goodness. Ours worked out okay, but we did get a lot of snow that was not predicted, and that does happen when it comes to these winter storms. We'll tell you about something I want to watch closely just to make sure this week that nothing goes wrong with it, that the temperatures don't dip. We're looking at, is it Wednesday night, 36? We'll go deeper into this in a second, but Wednesday night, 36 for the low, and rain is going to be happening during the day. If it were to drop just a little bit there, we would have a mess on our hands. That is not predicted at this point, but that's Wednesday night. We want to watch that as rain moves in. Anytime that we're in the 30s and rain is mentioned, it always makes me a little nervous there. But sunshine all across here. Looks good from Shreveport all the way out to Houston, all around these areas here. Gainesville, well, there's a little bit of a freeze watch there this morning. Gulfport looks good. No issues there, but all of those little blue dots there are snow that came down. As we look at that, social media reported 1 inch there in Hickory. As you go up here, let's see, into Lauderdale County. Here's one in Neshoba County there. Falling in Union, all of that area got some heavy snow. It was a lot that came across here. I even saw some areas that were close to us that got, 4 and 5 inches of snow. The further you go back west over toward Jackson, the heavier it was. But boy, it was beautiful, wasn't it? So that's a quick look at across there. Let's get deeper into the weather this morning. Let's get into what the National Weather Service tells us is going to be happening today so that we'll be up to abreast of everything going on.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we turn to our record highs, record lows, 1943, it was a warm day here, 80 degrees. 2018, which really wasn't that long ago until you realize, okay, that was 4 years ago. 18 seems like almost like last year, doesn't it? But that's been 4 years. It was a low of 10 degrees. I'm either getting old or time flies faster. I don't know which it is. As we turn to look at our next slide here, this is today. We're going to get 49 to 50 in the Meridian area as we go to Philadelphia. 48 all the way up through Noxapater, and we'll get about 47 from Louisville to Mississippi State as we go west across to Vicksburg. 52 in Jackson. The further west you go over there to Vicksburg, 56 though. Down south to Natchez, 57, and a little warmer as you get to the Mississippi Gulf Coast. But sunny. All coming out today. I hope you enjoy yourself. But let me back up on that enjoy. At 49 and 50 with a 20-mile-an-hour gust, that's not going to be very enjoyable. So no matter what that temperature is, that wind blowing is going to be pretty rough out there. So dress appropriate for whatever you do today because it will be chilly with that wind whipping. As we go to the edge of Alabama, Demopolis, 49. We'll see that in Livingston, Alabama as well. A little further off to the east, Tuscaloosa at 46 and Birmingham at 44. As we'll go south, Selma, 48 today, and even over in Montgomery, 48, and then down toward Dothan area, they'll hit about 48 today as well. So looks great across the state of Alabama as well. Again, our areas of concern are going to be eastern Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way up the eastern coastline there today. As we look at what's going on, still, we're below average here in Mississippi. Cold. Not as bad as it is over here in Georgia and parts of the Carolinas, but we're cooler. That's for sure, and it'll reflect here what I'm going to show you in the temperatures. Let's go ahead and pull up our forecast for the week as we get this going here. Now, as I said, today, not so great. 49 with that 20-mile-an-hour gust today, so it makes it feel chillier than it really is. Tonight, very cold. Get some firewood, be ready for this. Make sure you've got propane. 29, as I know you're looking ahead, what we've got seen in these last 2 weeks of January are going to be very cold for us. We move into tomorrow with 48 with a high of 42. This is what I said we need to watch. At this point, as we're looking at this, it shows that temperatures will be 36. Now, I've seen different forecasts that had it lower than that. But anytime that we've got rain at 60% and dropping down into the 30s throws a little concern there. So let's hope that this temperature stays at this. We're 2 days out from this event. It would be a game changer for us. As we look at Thursday night, 25, looking at 22 on Friday night. So this is where I'll start my my campaign is always saying, take care of your pets. Make sure that they're warm. If you've got outside pets, plan for this week. It's going to be a bitter cold week for animals. They don't like it any more than we do. As we go into Friday, as I said, only 39 for high on Friday. It's going to be bitter cold. 22 that night as we go to Saturday, 42 and a nighttime low of 25 degrees. Brr. Let's go ahead and look at another week in January and see what it has to offer. Pretty much the same. We will get into the 50s there, right at 50, but look at these nighttime lows. Every night into the 20s or right at 30 there. We have to get right at February where we see some 40-degree weather. So again, these last 2 weeks of January will be very, very cold for us. And we'll watch this to make sure that we don't get rain mixed in with this and turn into something else. We don't need any more events like that, do we? No, we don't. It's going to be chilly, though, so keep that in mind. So as we look at that, we look at today, deer hunting. How is it? Is it good or bad? As we go into Martin Luther King Day, we pull up our forecast for deer. The best time today is going to be an afternoon hunt after lunch, a 1 to 3. Not going to be bad there at dark either. We've got winds of 5 to 10 miles an hour with, again, gusts of 20 miles an hour if you're planning on hitting the woods today. We had a great time right after midnight there. They were eating at your feeders all morning. Come this afternoon, it'll get a little better, though, in deer hunting, so good luck to you. Winding down, deer season will end in Mississippi the 31st. Parts of Alabama, I think we'll go to, the 10th or 11th, depending upon what zone you go to. But the Meridian area, Mississippi, will make it till January 31st as it will wind down. Husbands will be coming back home. Keep that in mind, ladies there. A few of you ladies that hunt, too. Well, that's a quick look at weather and what we've got so far this morning. I do hope that you're prepared for today. It is a little bit easier day, as we said. Now, don't remember, when you go out, you won't be doing any bank business today or anything at any courthouses. Federal holiday, all of that kind of stuff is shut down, and you will not be able to do it. Everybody forgets. You get to doing something, you think, I need to run by the bank, and you drive there, and there's no one standing there. Then it hits you. I've done it. Let's say good morning to Felicia Porter. How are you today? Stephen Wyndham McKinnon's up. Miss Gail Gafford, glad to see you. Donna Roseman. Joyce Gressett. Charlotte Gray up in Philadelphia. Angie Burks. Bree Packer. Flora Overstreet. Betty White. Good morning. LaWanda Grantham. Also Janice Bounds. Karina Jones. Glad to see you there. Rachel Grapple. Janice Bounds and Connie Johns. And Karina Jones joining us there, along with Angela Maxie White. How are you, Angela? Hope you're good. Sandy White up, too. Sandy, didn't you make a snowman? I think I saw one of those. And I do appreciate everybody sending their snow pictures. They were absolutely gorgeous. I think I got one or two that I haven't gotten up yet, and we'll get those posted. Hope you enjoyed it, because we don't get it very often, do we? Always fun to build snowmans and do things like that. Good morning to Barbara Smith there. All right, we'll be back again at 8 o'clock. As I said, Candace will have the morning off. My daughter Madison will come join me today. We'll see how that works out if me and her can make it an hour together. All that's on the way this morning. Let's see, she did. The dog kept eating the face of your snowman. Did you have a carrot in it or something like that? Dogs love that. But I do hope everybody done something like that and enjoyed themselves. Let's see. Laura Lee, how are you today? Linda Culpepper joining us there at the end, and Terry Ray. So Pam Grice, how are you? Good to see everybody up starting to stir a little bit. I got my heat on, enjoying it, and I've gotten 2 cups down so far. More to come. We'll see you bright and early, beginning here at 8, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back, and join us then. Thanks a bunch. We'll see you soon.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by